Hey there, I see you sitting in the shadows. Welcome to Keep Creating You. This podcast was created to bring Generation X women a plan and strategy for the next part of their life. Are you one of those women who lived in their 20s and 30s raising children, and you found yourself looking at your life and wondering, what's next? Then this podcast is for you. We discuss how to look at the next half of your life and decide what your next steps will be. Whether that is creating a business, starting a side hustle, or maybe you plan to stay in the career you love. How do you plan to get the most out of your life? How do you plan to keep creating you? Join me for this episode as we discuss a few steps for the next part of your life. Hey there, I want to ask you a really solid question. Are you doing something you love with your life? What are you doing right now that brings you joy, that brings you to the next level of being happy? Do you know? Do you have any idea? Well, let's talk about that. I want to know if you're doing something that you love. Are you perhaps in a career that you absolutely, totally are in love with? Or maybe you're not totally in love with it. Let's face it, that's probably a really big ask there, right? Maybe you have a career that you do love, but there's some tweaks you could be making. Maybe you're not making the right amount of money, or maybe you want to change your hours. Who knows, right? But what kind of changes can you make in your life that will allow you to actually go ahead and go forward and make a life that you love? Sure, we all say, oh no, I love my family. Maybe you don't, but I love my family. I love my life. I have wonderful children. I have a wonderful home. I have beautiful pets or beautiful grandchildren in some of our cases, right? But what about you? Does anybody ever ask about you? Like all of those things I just mentioned, the career, the house, the grandkids, the dog, the cat, the husband, the wife, they may not be directly about you and your inner happiness, right? Think about that. Sometimes we project how we want to feel based on our outside environment. So we have this area of our lives that's perfect or, close to being perfect, let's say. We love it. And we think it can't get any better than that. But think about that. Can it? Could it? Maybe, right? Think about that. Let's just talk for a second about, I know I mentioned earlier about your career, but I'm going to go to something that maybe is more something along the lines of everyone. Your home. Do you love it? Do you hate it? Is it your sanctuary? Is it where you walk in and you think to yourself, I love this. This is exactly where I want to be. I do not have to think about anything when I am here. And by anything, I'm not saying, okay, there's a few dishes in the sink that needs to be done. That's fine. But maybe you're not one of those type of people that likes to have a few dishes in the sink and you're thinking, no, I hate that. So how can you change that? What little bit can you do to change that? What else could you do that's going to make you happy when you walk in that door? Maybe the idea is, you don't like the paint color in the living room, or you're looking for a new couch, but you just, you're not there yet. You can't afford it. Or maybe you just, like in our case, we just like, the dogs are going to sit on it anyway. So why bother going and getting a new one? Because they're going to sit on it and they're going to sit on the new one. And then the new one's going to look like the old one. And so what's the difference, right? So maybe you're in that particular area of your life. But you think to yourself, when you walk in that door, do you love it? Are you doing something that you love around it? When you walk in, or when you wake up in the morning, do you look around and say, I love this? And again, think about this in any aspect of your life. We're talking about your house at the moment, but you can talk about this for any part of your life, whether that be your career, whether or not that be your relationship, whether or not that be your education, right? Any of those, or your internal self. Are you happy with yourself? Is there parts of you that you would like to change? You would like to fix? You would like to just grow in some way? Are you willing? Are you ready? Are you thinking about what that thing is that you love? So often for us Generation X women here, we have been busy raising our kids. I think we're the original latchkey kids, right? So we got home from school years, high school or whatnot, and most of us, or many of us, I know I did, had a babysitting job. So what did we do for ourselves? Well, we worked, right? We had something else to do. Even when we were younger, what was it that we did for ourselves? Think about it. And so we kind of grew up thinking, no, we're just going to help other people. That's what we do. We go to work, we go to school. Yeah, sure, we get good grades, or maybe you didn't get good grades. But what was that thing that you did as a teenager, as someone in your 20s, as someone in your 30s, that you did for yourself? What was that one thing that you loved and you always did it for yourself? Now that we're a little bit older, we find maybe we have a little bit more time on our hands. So for instance, your children could be adults and you maybe don't have to take care of grandkids or don't have grandkids. And you think to yourself, I am really looking forward to some self-care today. I really want to do something for myself. I want to do that one thing. What is it that you do? Do you go to the spa? Do you get a facial, a massage? Do you go get your nails done, your toes? Do you sit in a hot tub? Do you go for a swim? Do you go for a walk in nature? What is it? You go to yoga class? What do you do? What do you do that you love to do? Now, think about that one thing, or maybe you do several things, but think about that one thing that you do for yourself that you love to do. How often do you do it? Do you do it daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, yearly? Let's talk about that, because we've all heard it. You really have to love yourself and give the love to yourself before you can share that love with others. It's so true. It's so true in your home. It's so true in your family. It's so true even for your career, your business, your job, whatever that is. All of it. If you love yourself, it's going to show, and it's just going to resonate and move down the chain, and everything else that you have around you is going to grow with you. And I know that's going to sound really weird, right? How can I grow? How can that be what you're talking about? That doesn't make any sense. But listen, we're going to talk about this here. So you head over to the salon and you decide, I'm going to get a pedicure today. You get your pedicure, you have a little self-love. While you're there getting your pedicure, what are you doing? Are you on your phone, like answering business emails? Don't. Stop. Yeah. You know what? Just sit there. Sit there, think about what you're doing. Maybe give yourself a little bit more meditation, more love. So maybe the pedicure isn't the only service you get that day, because that's not allowing you to get off of that darn device, right? Because I'm telling you, I go get my toes done, and I don't think I have ever seen a woman bring a book with her. And that's like the perfect place to bring a book and read, right? Because you've got undivided amount of time for yourself. Somebody's working on your toes, giving you a pedicure, and then what? You have this time, you're probably endlessly scrolling on Facebook or TikTok or Instagram. But what if you brought a book and you learned something new? Or what if you just read like a mystery novel or a romance? Nothing wrong with that. My grandmother was a huge proponent of romance novels. You kind of think of it. And when I found that out when I was in my teenage years, I thought, ew, gross. Right? Like, oh my God, Miss reading romance novels. That's kind of gross. But no, she was doing something for herself. She was making sure she had self-care. She was sitting down quietly reading a book, reflecting, maybe learning, who knows, right? Or maybe she was just taking that quiet time to herself before she got up and she made dinner or whatever it was that she was doing for the day. This is what we need to do more of. And I know many people are going to say, oh, great, I've already done this. I've done this. This is fine. But could you do more? Do you have more time now that those kids are out of the house? I do. I mean, ultimately, I go for about an hour walk every single day now because I don't have any kids here at home that I have to take care of anymore. And then I find myself saying, you know what, even though I have a pretty successful business doing podcast production, what else can I do? You know what? I think I'm going to start my own podcast. And that's where we are right now, right? I've built my own websites. I've just done other things. And do any of those particularly light me up? I'm going to tell you, I really struggled at first to start this podcast for exactly this reason, because I wanted to know, was this going to be something that I love? Was I going to be one of those people that pod fades? And I didn't want to be. I really wanted this to be something that could be sustainable. But what did I want to talk about? I knew I wanted to talk to you, the Gen X woman, about what it was that you love or what it was for the next part of your life. When I sat down at a local brewery, by the way, and thought, I just want to come up with 10 ideas of what I'm going to talk about on this podcast, just 10. I actually came up with 26. So I have pretty much a whole season of podcast episode ideas that I have already created. And so when I did that, when it just flowed out of me so completely like that, I realized, yeah, I love it. That's what I want. Yep, that's my next step. So, are you doing something that you love? Are you taking care of you? And if you are taking care of you, what's that next step? What more can you do to make you happy? What can you do to your home to make you happy? Can you repaint the living room? Can you, and I'm not talking you have to do it, unless you love to do that. But there's plenty of people out there to hire. Or maybe you've got a kid that is, you can pay them to do it. I don't know. Who knows, right? If you're really hating the beige color on your living room wall and you've always wanted it to be red and orange, who's stopping you? Who? Because I know I was taught that probably wasn't an appropriate color for my living room. But you know what? Who cares? It's your living room. If red and orange light you up and you want that to be the color of your living room, it's just paint. You can change it later if you don't love it. So do something you love. Just go forth and think about that next step. What is it that you're going to do that you love? I challenge you to do something you love today. Thank you for listening to Keep Creating You. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you like the show, I would love it if you'd hit that subscribe button on your favorite podcast player so you don't miss an episode. I would also totally appreciate it if you gave me a rating or a review. I'd love to know if this information is resonating with you. If you're looking for more information about myself or this podcast episode, you can find that over at kpcreativemedia.com/podcast. You can always find the links and resources mentioned on the show there. And if you're looking to start your own podcast, let me know. I'd love to help you. Let's talk about your idea. What's your next step in your life? Until next time, see you soon.